Let's see if we can keep the camera upright. This is hive number 2, May 7th, 8th, whatever the day is. It's Wednesday, whatever day that is. We have had a really wild time out here at the Norton house. This week we unfortunately had to put down my longtime dog, 14 years. That girl made it. Nova Jane, she's now resting right back over there in the trees. She was a good dog. But like as with life, unfortunately, we had to make a tough decision this last week and put her down. And tough for everybody in the family. I won't lie. That's kind of why I haven't really been out here playing around much. All right. So this box, I'm here to tell you what. This box is aggressive. They let me know immediately that they are not happy that I am out here. And I know my mentor even told me, he said, you could kill the queen, re-queen with a queen with a better disposition, and then the follow-on bees will have a better disposition. Here is why I'm not doing this. Because although they are aggro for sure, just look at this hive. This is the third deep box, and I smoked it, so a bunch of them went down. But look how many bees are on the top cover. Now look, they'll come right after me though. Look at that. They come right out like, hey! What was the cartoon with the kids where the bird would go, my? That's kind of what I feel like these guys are doing. Every time I open this up, they come out right at me like, hey! All right, so I'll have to go back and look. I'm pretty sure this hive had nectar. They're pulling in nectar. You can't see it, but that frame is now almost all nectar. And I want to say it was pretty empty. In fact, they're already starting to cap some honey. Like I said, it's crazy. We haven't even reached what most people would call the nectar flow out here. Second frame in, nectar. Ooh, backside is all brood. And holy cow, the number of drones in this thing are just insane. I just killed 3 or 4 of them. It's wild. This hive is just building up drone brood like mad. I don't know if you can see all that, but all the upper raised cells are all boys. This is all capped brood with, again, a bunch of boys. Oh, uh-oh. I have queen cells. So I think I'm right. This hive is getting ready to swarm, and they're probably already ready. So I'm not going to do anything about it. They've got queen cells down here. They've got fully formed ones. I'm going to hope that my plan is going to be accurate. I'm not going to stop them, because that means they'll probably be swarming in the next week or 2. I was wondering why they had so much drone brood, but that probably tells me my answer. They've got so many bees in here. I asked my mentor why more people don't just get a swarm trap and try to catch them, because everyone says that if you've got, this is fully laid out already up here. There's queen cells right there. Not loaded, but the other one was. Oh, there's another one down here on the bottom. Yep, this hive's going to swarm here soon. So I'm going to let them. I do this for fun. other people do this for honey. I do this just for fun. And I'd rather try this and see if I'm right. Because if I'm right, if I have a swarm trap out front and I'm using the top lure, I ought to be able to catch my swarm. These other frames here are still pretty empty, which is weird. That's all capped honey. So yeah, I'm 90% sure this swarm or this hive is going to swarm here in the next week or two. Probably in the next couple days. It's going to cool off here. I'll do a video when they swarm. If I catch them, I'll do a video out at my swarm trap and show you what I'm talking about. But basically, I got a swarm box, a swarm trap out front, and right below it is a Land's hive. And if you've ever seen Land's hives, they're long, big boxes that are insulated. My father-in-law is an amazing woodworker, and he made me 3 of them. Drove them up here from Oklahoma. It was freaking rad. So I can't wait to try them. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to catch this swarm when it happens in that trap. So that's box 3. And box 3 is already off the charts. I'm going to weigh it now since I keep forgetting to weigh it when I'm putting it back together. So I'll weigh it right now. And I don't remember what it was last week, but I'll go to the video and find out. The last inspection. I mean, this is already 12 pounds here. And oh, and 12.3, so we're 24 pounds already just on this box. And this is the upper box. The other one over there is like much less than that. We're also starting to see our wasps already. I hate that. So what I'm putting out this year is a combination of apple juice and boric acid. And it's to a gallon of apple juice, it's a cup, 2 cups of apple juice. This is 14 pounds. And 14.3. So we're weighed up at least. Oh no. So yeah, essentially what I've got out front is I've got a swarm hive, caught a swarm trap up in a tree. I've baited it since early April. I've been putting Swarm Commander in it, just a little bit. The funny thing about bees is they can sense smells miles away. So when you're doing Swarm Commander, I think a lot of people overdo it because there's a lot of warnings about don't do that. And my smoker may have been dying here. Get back up and running. There we go. So I've been baiting it with Swarm Commander since April, and I go out and check it all the time. And I've been seeing bees. I don't know if they're these guys or others, or these girls or others, but I've been going and checking, and there are bees scoping it out. Inside the swarm trap, I have organic beeswax foundation. And that's a smell that they should want to come to. So I got all the mechanisms for these guys to quick make a move, split themselves, and stay in my apiary. And I just have a feeling that if it works, this is going to be something I'm going to do a lot. All right, so capped brood in here. Oh yeah, I got queen cells galore. We got queens being made. I'm gonna let them do it. I'm not cutting these queen cells out. I'm taking the risk. I'm risking it for the biscuit. But if I'm right, I'll end up with another hive out of this hive, and that will be amazing. Oh, got a little baby bee being born. Or actually, it's funny that I say that, but they're not babies at all. When bees hatch, they're actually hatching to adulthood. All right, so I've got some larvae, cap brood, got larvae at all stages. I don't see any queen cells on this one. And what my mentor suggested was that I take a box and just create another hive. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to leave these guys the way they are. He's probably right. The risk is that if they swarm and don't go to my trap, well, now I've lost half of my bees. But this has so many resources to it. I mean, I've got so many baby bees in here already that if this hive swarms, that even by the time the queen were to re-queen, my population, yeah, it'll dip, but it's not going to go all the way down. Oh yeah, look on the bottom of that. All of these are just capped brood though, galore. Like they are really getting ready to take her and run. Oh, yep. Well, that's what's going to happen, I think. Because I think those ones are actually getting ready to, those ones are going to get ready to hatch. Well, hopefully whatever you guys leave me with is as good as what we have now, because she is a baller. A lot of boys, a lot of eggs, mostly capped brood. This is hatched out, but then she's completely relayed it back. I'm telling you, this queen is a monster. She might even be right here. But I think they're getting ready to skibbity-doo, if I do say so myself. So I'm going to keep an eye on my swarm trap. And then what'll happen is I'll let them swarm to that swarm trap if they do. And then, so this frame is mostly pollen and nectar with a little bit of brood in the middle. Nothing to write home about, but I think they were just kind of putting some stuff up there. And this one's just getting built out in resources, some drones on the bottom. I mean, they're building enough drones that holy cow, like, whew. Now, if I get super lucky and I get 2 swarms, then my goal would be try to get that first swarm captured, which is going to be this hive. I can almost guarantee it. Because that, well, it is going to be this hive, because that hive doesn't even have a single queen cell on it. And as this hive swarms and I catch it, all I need to give it is a week, and then I can pull them and put them in their new hive, which is a big box painted like a big yellow bee. I don't think I've been saying what's on all these, but I don't care. I know they're doing well. A lot of eggs, larvae, and brood. It's what we're looking for. We're looking for queen cells, see if they're going to swarm, and it looks like we probably are on this one. You know, to me, it's funny because I'm not doing this for the honey as much. I want to be a good steward of the bees, and I want to kind of let them do their thing naturally and then work within their motion, if you will, you know. So I don't want to force them by swarming them. I want to let them swarm and see if I can catch them. And if I provide them with enough of a good space, I should be able to do it. And out front, like I said, we've got a big swarm trap with some organic beeswax foundation, plenty of space. That's the other thing. You don't want to You don't want to put so much foundation that when they go to look in it, it doesn't look like an empty box. But bees like to build on comb that already exists. So giving them a little bit to start. So what I have in my swarm trap out front, I actually have 2 full frames, they're long frames of organic wax, and then I've got 2 frames of half wax, and then I've got a frame of nothing, or 2 frames of nothing, very little. All right, so here, that's interesting. This one's almost empty. It's got some pollen. This side's got a lot of pollen, but no honey or nectar down here so far. I don't really like that, because that means I think we're in a dearth, and they're probably eating it all up. But that wasn't the right way to do this. Let's do it the right way, Ryan. All right, so again, working backwards, this one is frame 8, and it's mostly pollen. This is 7, it's pretty light. Mostly pollen, some brood. God, they are just, I mean, so many boys in this. This backside is all laid out all the way. And again, she might be here. This is laid out all the way to the edges. It's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. The only problem is there's not a lot of pollen and nectar in those frames. And I was kind of hoping to see more of that. Pretty light, but laid out fully. Half of this frame over here is pollen, and the other half is definitely laid out. It's laid out today. You can see when the eggs are standing up, they're very fresh. Should just put them in. Hey, let's not and say we did. This frame in the middle, this is weird. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this would be frame 5 if I was coming from the other way. And it is mostly pollen in the middle. There's some capped brood and such, but man, this hive just has so much pollen. It's tough to say. I don't think I see a whole lot of eggs in here. If I see any, I do see some larvae. Yeah, I see some larvae. I don't see a whole lot of eggs. So this would be frame 5 if I was coming from the other way. This frame, which would be 4, which is now 5, it's half capped brood, some eggs, a lot of pollen. Backside is capped brood, some larvae. And it's laid out. Fantastic queen. I so hope I catch her. I mean, they're mean, but she is a fantastic queen. Oh, that wasn't even anything. I just poked myself. Hey, you don't have to do that. We don't have to. No. This is eggs, larvae, and brood. This is frame 6. It's all laid out in the middle. I mean, there's a reason they're getting ready to swarm. And like I said, I know a lot of beekeepers will scoff at what I'm trying to do here. I don't care. I'm not doing this for the honey. I do it for the fun and the experimentation. All right, so here we've got capped brood, some larvae at different stages. But she is rolling. And I'm going to guess, based on the weather, that if these guys swarm, it will be probably next weekend. Eggs up here, larva, capped brood. This queen is so elusive, I hardly ever see her. I'm not really looking right now, but I hardly ever see her. But yeah, there's a lot of beekeepers that'll scoff at what I'm doing. That'll say, you're crazy. What if they fly away? And to me, it's like, well, there's another hive of bees out in the public. They'll live. Mostly pollen. You know what I'm worried about in this box, though, I'll be real, is I am not seeing a lot of honey, which kind of concerns me, but I think they're okay because they have a lot upstairs. But man, this downstairs box, I don't think it has any. All right, let's weigh it. Yeah, it's only 12 pounds. 24 pounds total. So not horrible, but I mean, I don't see any honey down here at all. They've consumed all that. When we get to the nectar flow here, and they're already pulling some nectar in, but when we get to the nectar flow, these guys will ramp right up. And the thing I'm leaving this third box on, the reason I'm leaving it is, as a second year beekeeper, one thing I wish I had more of last year going into the winter was some full frames of honey to give them for food over the winter. I didn't have any of that. And so we overwintered on what we had. And luckily we came through pretty strong, but I always think I could have done better. So what I'm doing this year, hopefully, is building resource frames. And I could very easily take this box, put it over there, and do a walk-away split. They've already got queen cells. They'll be fine. As long as she wasn't up here, if I made sure, I could take this box and do a walk-away split. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that at all. What I am going to do is just let them do their thing, see if I can capture them, and see if I'm a beekeeper again next year. I'm more excited about my lands hives up front just because I'm eager to see what organic or non-invasive beekeeping will look like. But that's us. That's us for today. Lots of clover coming up. Wildflowers are coming in. You're already starting to see a little bit of summer. Have a good one. Oh, and if you watched last week, you know that I'm also ran away because a bee got into my veil. So, haha.